Hello, everyone. I want to come to you with um, a sermon. I got this on my mind this morning, as I often do, in the wee hours of the morning, as a matter of fact, a lot of times. But I want to read you this. I'm going to be in 1 Peter 5, 1 and 2 in the King James Version of the Bible to start with. It says, "The elders which are among you I exhort, who am also an elder and a witness of the sufferings of Christ, and also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed. Feed the flock of God which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind." I want to talk to you about responsibility. I think it's the way I hope that's the way it turns out. But anyway, I'm on in John 21:15 through 17. "So when they had dined, Jesus said to Simon Peter, Simon, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, Feed my lambs. He said unto him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He said unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, Feed my sheep. He said unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he had said unto him the third time, Lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Jesus said unto him, Feed my sheep." We got one more little scripture I want to bring for you. 1 Timothy 5:8 says, "But if any man provide not for his own, especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith and is worse than an infidel." That a man is supposed to provide for his own household as much as he can. And if he's an elder in the church of God, in God's church, he needs to help provide for that family, especially if he's an elder, a minister. I know babies, they just sit down and eat. They don't have to go out and bring anything back. We take care of them, and that's the way it ought to be then. Now, responsibility. I was thinking about my family back in the old days. In my billfold, I guess it was pretty thick because I had pictures in there of my family, a wife and two kids at that time. And I didn't have them in there because I thought maybe that I might forget what they looked like. That wasn't why I had. If I had never seen the picture again or went blind, I could have imagined what they looked. I knew what they looked like. I had those pictures in there to remind me of the responsibility I have. Well, I just got to make it for myself. I can't be concerned with other people if I can just make it myself. I think you got the wrong attitude. People say, I think about praying bold prayers, instead of, Lord, please help me that I can get by. No, that's not the way at all. Lord, give me enough that I can get by and help somebody else. I think that's the way this thing is set up, is to help people. So that's why I had the pictures of my kids in there. And then now my grandkids and great-grandkids, I got them on my iPhone. I take them out and look at them sometimes. And when I get low or think about, how can I do this? And, well, brother, you got to live things for your own life. Man, that kind of sounds like the one talent man to me, I'm just going to make it myself. I'm going to bury this talent so that I can have it for myself. And I think that's what he gives you the increase for, is to help somebody else with it. Again, 1 Timothy 5:8, "But if a man provide not for his own house, especially of those, not for his own, especially of those of his own house, he hath denied the faith and is worse than an infidel." If you're an elder, and I think for me, it's been a pastor, we're supposed to provide as much as we can for the flock, like Jesus told Peter. If you're going to be a father, natural father, or a father, an elder in the church, or a minister, pastor, all of those cases require providing food for someone else. When I was growing up, had my family out working, come home, I couldn't stand to see. I mean, if they didn't have a candy bar or something like that, but I couldn't stand it when there was no food, and we wouldn't in that case, none hardly at all. But I couldn't stand that. I wanted to make sure that they was provided for. I know at Meridianville, I went through a stretch where I'd come out and I'd see the faces of the people. I knew they needed something from God, and I was the one charged to do that. And I just could not come up with anything, and I got worried, and I prayed. It caused me to get down humble, and I said, Lord, when I go out to Meridianville Church and I see these hungry people, help me that I can provide them with something. And I'd go in my mind to the spiritual refrigerator. There wasn't nothing in there to feed those babies or the grown-ups either. And so somebody got to praying for me. So pray for your minister. He certainly needs it. So, and he can't give to you unless he's got it. And so I saw that spiritual refrigerator, and I went to it to get some milk for those babies and the children of God, and this milk was just come tumbling out. This is in my mind, in my spirit, and that's the way it happened. I went from having nothing to things just singing so fast I couldn't handle them all at one time. Taking responsibility. The pictures in the iPhone, it shows me my responsibility. That may place. It means we can put the responsibility, the blame, where it belongs in our own lives. I am responsible for Dale. Responsible. It is me. It is my future. If I only had, I should have, I could have, I would have. It would have been nice to have. There's a reason they make cars where the rearview mirror is this big or whatever it is, that big, whatever, and the windshield is so much bigger. He's wanting us to look ahead and instead of behind all the time. So, well, Brother Dale, I'm just a young brother or sister, but one day, if this thing stands, and if it don't stand, you ought to be preparing for that anyway. There's a brother that goes to our church, and he said that whenever he first received salvation, that it got on him to prepare. You know, he tells a young man to have a pattern of good works. You ought to be thinking about it and planning for it and trying and ask God to help you, that you'd have something to feed other people. Thought about the dream or whatever it was where they were sitting around and they had these long forks or spoons or whatever it was, forks I think, and they couldn't get it bent back to feed themselves, but they learned that they could feed the person across and the person across could feed them. That's the way it is. I believe, you don't have to subscribe to it, but I believe if he gives something, it's given to you to share. It's not to put it on a shelf someplace. It's not a trophy. It's not a plaque. It's to be used. I don't want to put it in a box and just say, look here what I've got. I want to share it with you. Well, anyway, I just wanted to tell you that if there's people dependent on you in your household, your children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, whoever it is, or people dependent on you at church, there ought to be something in you that gives you a little extra boost when time comes that you think you're going to wear out. So I've enjoyed getting this to you today. I love you very much. I care about you. I'm going to give you my phone number, 256-508-4410. And you can, if you call me, leave me a message and let me know what it is that you need. If I can't get back to you right away, I'll get back to you when I can. And so may God bless you until we get to do this again.